All right, we got the new Sony a7R V. Let's check it out. So we got a touchscreen menu. I don't know if you see it because of the glare. Look at that. Boo, 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 boo. So now we're gonna register her face. There you go. God, I mean, your face is in my camera.
Yep, it's following. It's actually assuming where your eye is gonna be.
Really?
Yeah, that is crazy
cool.
Does
it know?
It knows.
This is such a cool feature, but the AI knows that he is the target. He's the one that's supposed to be in frame. And yeah, he's in focus. When he's here, I'm just invisible.
All right, so the Sony a7R Mark V is a photography first full frame camera. It can shoot 4K video, it can shoot 8K video, but this camera is meant for photography. 61 megapixel sensor. Right now I've paired it up with the new Sony 24-70 G Master Mark II, and I kind of think this is like the perfect pairing to shoot all types of projects. Weddings, model shoots, lifestyle, vlogs, whatever you want. Before we get to all that fun stuff, check it out. We got a new screen. It's a 4-axis tilting and articulating screen. How cool is that? In addition to the touchscreen interface of the a7R Mark V, there's this new tile menu, very similar to the Sony FX30. Right now, what you're looking at is the tile menu, so you can change, your frame rate, your aperture, your shutter speed, your picture profile. Just a really easy way to change your settings. And so, yeah, obviously having a touchscreen interface is very helpful, but having that tile menu system is really, really cool. First of all, the Sony a7R Mark V has a very similar body to the Sony a7R. I mean, they all pretty much look the same at this point. Similar buttons, you have the dual dials on the top and pretty much all the same buttons that you would find the a7IV. Same dual SD card slots, same battery, same exact ports. So if you have similar cameras like the a7IV or even the a7S III, the a7R Mark V should feel very similar. But what's different from those cameras is that new 4-axis screen. You can tilt and you can do a flip out for vlogging. That's pretty cool. Like, look at it. It's pretty ingenious design. Best of both worlds, right? So we're hanging out in Marina del Rey. We're gonna take some photos with the a7R V because it's a 61 megapixel full frame beast. And so, yeah, let's take some snaps.
There's a lighthouse?
There is a lighthouse.
Might be fake. I've already taken some.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so here are our photos shot with the Sony a7R Mark V without any color correction at all. These are photos coming straight out of the camera, and because we're shooting at 61 megapixels, I'm gonna zoom in on this shot and you can still see all the details of this building. And that's one of the advantages of having a 61 megapixel full frame camera. Like, you can zoom in on a shot just like this and still retain those details. Like, if we go to this image over here and zoom in on the leaves, like, look how insanely detailed the leaves are. It's just gonna be so helpful for wedding photographers, portrait photographers, wildlife photographers, just all types of photographers. Oh, and in terms of raw photos, there are different levels of raw photos that you can take pictures with the camera. Of course, you can shoot uncompressed raw, but there are also other compressed versions of raw so that you can slim down on those file sizes. So photography, this is a beast of a camera, but for video, this camera can shoot 8K video. It can shoot 4K up to 60 frames per second. It can record 10-bit 422 internally, which is great. But also, if you connect this camera to a recorder like the Atmos Ninja 5, you can record 16-bit raw video. And just like the a7IV, this camera has focus mapping, it has breathing compensation, and it has a new menu tile screen similar to the Sony FX30 where you can select certain settings on the menu. Now, one of the coolest new features in the a7R V is face memory. And basically what it does is that you can take a picture of any subject and then save that face onto the camera. And so whenever you're shooting with that particular person, whether it's a bride or a model, the a7R V is going to track and follow that subject precisely. It's really cool. And because of the AI processor, when the subject's face turns, like, it'll know that the eyes will go away for a little bit, or if it's going past an object in the foreground, it's going to anticipate the subject's face to return. It's crazy. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a picture of Jenna's face. I'm going to save it in the memory bank of the a7R V.
I tried to save my dog's face and it wasn't working for the dog. So if you're like, I'm gonna save all the animals, it wasn't working. But for humans, incredible.
Yeah, it's a cool feature, but also kind of creepy. All right, so now we're gonna go to the menu. It's touchscreen, by the way, so that's cool. We'll go to the autofocus manual focus tab, go down to subject recognition, and then we're gonna go to face memory, and we're gonna click this add icon, and now I'm gonna take a picture of Jenna's face and store her face on the camera. Crazy! All right, so I'm gonna take a picture of your face. It says fit a face into the frame and press the center button. Okay. There you go. It's like taking like a DMV picture, you know, or a passport photo. Oh, a bug flew in my mouth.
Did you take the picture?
I did.
Am I registered?
Look. So I don't know if you see it,
Hold
but
on.
there is Jenna's face.
That's me. What's funny is it's actually picking up my eye on your photo on the screen.
Oh, that's so funny. So now we're gonna register her face. And what does it say? This face is, there you
Oh
go.
my God, I mean,
Your
remember-
face is in my camera. Very cool. Okay, so now whenever we follow Jenna taking photos or videos, it's going to track her face because the camera has memorized her. It learned who you are. How crazy is that?
Okay, can I get a clap? Thank you so much. Oh, so you can select. So you can obviously only do one at a time. So now that I have two faces, I can select which one I want, even though both of your faces are the same. Let's get on the same plane.
Okay,
I
we're
mean,
on the same
obviously
plane.
same plane, it should be focused on both of us. But when I move forward, you're still in
I'm
focus.
still in focus,
Yeah.
right? That is cool. Right, so obviously if I go forward, it'll be focused on me, but I'm gonna go backwards now.
Where normally, if you had it on, it would focus on me because I feel like would be the bigger target. Stand behind me.
Okay.
Okay, it's focus on me.
That is great. That is
yeah,
awesome.
so then it went back to you.
Back to me. That's amazing. I love it.
Like, remember when you used to do wedding photography, right?
Mm-hmm.
Videography? Wouldn't this be a game changer?
Oh, absolutely. I get the focus wrong all the time, which is why I shot like 5,000 photos a wedding. But this will help me like focus on the bride or the groom or whoever I want
Yeah,
really
like
easily.
the whole party, like, oh my, like the parents of the bride when you're trying to get that. Oh, I love it.
That was amazing. That actually worked a lot better than I thought it would.
Well,
Like,
I never had any friends to test it out on, so that's like my first time actually testing it, and I wasn't sure if it was gonna work, but like, it worked.
that was pretty impressive. Oh my gosh, this is good job, Sony. That's great. That's a
Yeah.
great little feature. Okay, move on to the next test.
Okay.
In addition to recognizing humans and body poses and human movements, the AI processor can recognize animals a lot better, bugs, trains, planes, and automobiles. Like, take a look at this shot over here. Like, the camera was tracking the face of the plane. Like, that's kind of cool. You might think the AI processor is a gimmick, but honestly, the autofocusing performance is a lot better. Like, it's noticeably better than my A7 IV. Like, when I was filming Jenna, like, it was able to track her face, and we did this little test where I was behind her, and it would focus on me the entire time. It was pretty cool.
This tracking is also supposed to work if I put on a helmet, right? Or sunglasses or something like that. So should I put on a helmet?
I think you should put
and
on a
test
helmet.
it out? Okay, now let's put on the only helmet that I have in my office. Hope you like Halo, because I'm about to become Master Chief. Does it know? What does the screen say?
The screen says, hold on a second, am I focusing right? Yep, this is tone it down a little bit. Yep, it's following, it's actually assuming where your eye is gonna be.
Really?
Yeah, that is crazy
Does
cool.
it know?
It knows. Like, your left eye is being selected, now your right eye is being selected, even though you have the helmet on. That is cool.
I am Master Chief.
All right, so now we're gonna do an ISO test because there are two base ISOs on the Sony a7R Mark V. We're filming in S-Log3. This is ISO 200, and we're just gonna go up the ISO rank. Here we go. ISO 200, ISO 250, ISO 320, and numbers, ISO 400, ISO 500, ISO 640, ISO 800, 1000, 1250, 1600, 2000, 2500, 3200, 4000, 5000, 6400, 8000, 10,000, 12,800, 16,000, 20,000, 25,600, and 320,000. Wait, no, 32,000. That's right. Numbers. All right, so now we're filming an 8K video, and yes, we're filming 8K video. Don't worry. Well,
thought it was
you
a
can
joke.
you can eat your cheese crepe. That's fine. But I wanted to show you a bit of a rolling shutter test. Now you see a bit of wobble filming in 8K, and so yeah, if you want to film 8K video with the A7R Mark V, you may not want to pan it quickly. In fact, it's maybe just a camera on a tripod kind of thing if you want to film in 8K. All right, so now we're filming in 4K. I'm going to do a little rolling shutter test, and it's not as bad as filming in 8K. And also in 8K, as you saw, it is cropped in a bit. If you're filming in 4K, 24 frames per second, you get to use the full width of the sensor. But here it is again, rolling shutter test, 4K 24p. All right, now we're filming in 4K 60p, same rolling shutter test. And yeah, no rolling shutter. We're filming in a 4K 60. There you go. Also, when you're filming in 8K, there is going to be a crop. Right now is a simple shot of Jenna's coffee, and I'm going to switch to 4K, 24 frames per second.
And now I'm filming in 4K, 24 frames per second using the full width of the sensor. And yeah, that's actually quite a significant crop when you're filming in 8K. Now I'm going to show you the crop difference when shooting active stabilization. Right now I'm just using the standard stabilization on the Sony a7R Mark V, and now I'm going to switch it to active stabilization. Can I do it while I'm recording? Let's see. I can. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Yep, there you go. So there is a crop when using active mode stabilization, and that's natural for all Sony cameras because it has to zoom in on the sensor to stabilize the image.
Also, when you're filming in 8K, you can barely see me. When you're filming in 8K, active mode stabilization is turned off. Also, when you're filming in 120 frames per second, you don't get to use active mode stabilization, and so that's kind of a bummer. But with standard 4K 24 frames per second, you can use active mode stabilization. Refreshing. And just in case you're wondering, you can use active mode stabilization when you're filming 4K 60. Here's what it looks like without active stabilization, and here's what it looks like with. There you go, just a slight crop. And just because, let's just film in 4K 24 frames per second. This is without active stabilization, again using the entire width of the sensor. And now we're going to turn on active stabilization, and there you go, there is that slight crop. All right, so just because we need to, let's talk about the onboard mic of the camera. Usually I never really use the onboard mic of any camera because they just don't really sound the best, but I just wanted you to hear it. This is what the audio sounds like with the a7R Mark V. There is a water fountain behind us, so I'm pretty sure you can hear that as well, but you should always use an external mic on any camera to have a clearer sound. Right now Jenna is filming with the other Sony a7R Mark V, but this time with an external mic. She's using the Sony digital mic, that's the B1? Yeah, it's the B1, and this is what the audio sounds like, and it should sound a little clearer, and I'm going to assume that you're not going to hear the water fountain in the background as much as you would with the onboard mic of the a7R Mark V. Also, everyone should have a mic. Just get a mic. We're eating some cheese crepes.
Yes, we are. And we're having iced coffee.
Iced coffee. We're not even, are we filming a review? I don't know what's happening.
Food review. We're foodies now.
Okay, it has been a long day.
Hold on. I'm just going to double check the microphone.
What is she doing? Okay, good.
Sorry.
We're good?
We're good.
Audio levels look pretty good?
Good.
Okay, good. Okay, hi. It's been a long day.
Yes.
A long day. We've been filming all day with the a7R Mark V. Here it is right here with the 24-70G Master Lens Mark II. And now let's talk about our favorite features of the camera. What do you think?
Okay, favorite feature is I love the new 4-axis screen. It's honestly really convenient. Like we were taking pictures, we were taking videos, and being able to just do like basically any angle with it was very convenient. And we were actually using it with an external monitor. So we had cords, we had things everywhere, we had things, like switched, and it was so much easier to work around having the more flexibility with the screen.
Yeah, and as photographers, I think it's better to use the tilting screen because it makes your horizon leveled, to take a photo. But for vloggers, it's nice to have that fully articulating screen. And so this system is like the best of both worlds, So yeah, I love the 4-axis screen as well. My favorite feature is the face memory recognition.
I didn't say it was my favorite feature. If I did, that was just one of my favorite features.
I think it is because I used to shoot weddings, and so like making sure that the main subject is focus is really important. And so I can see this camera being very, very useful for a lot of wedding photographers and filmmakers, or even for people that just want to make sure that they're focusing on a single subject in a scene. And so it's a really, that AI processor, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying like that is one of my favorite features. Like the new adjustable screen is incredible, but as for the new AI feature, like I was really surprised. Like I was filming stuff myself and like using it, but actually having like 2 people and using it on you and demoing it on my dog and like with the helmet, I was really shocked. It's very, very intuitive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, all cameras these days are great, for photos and videos. And so the a7R V may not be for everybody, but if you're looking for just a boost of autofocus performance, if you want to take advantage of the face memory recognition, 8K video, the 4-axis screen, like it's a pretty cool camera, and I think a lot of people are going to like it.
No, for sure. And I think too with the 8K, so I somehow have misplaced all of my SD cards. So you're going to want to be able to have an SD card. If you are going to be doing that, that's going to be able to handle it. You're going to need a fast speed, a faster reading speed. Is it true there's a 600 gig
There is.
card.
That's
A
yeah,
tough
crazy
card?
yeah, crazy fast one.
That's like a normal person would see that and be like, oh no, but like using this camera, I was like, oh, we're going through a lot of data with the pictures and the video, so definitely something to also keep in mind.
Yeah, an 8K video is cool, but you know, 4K video at 10-bit 422 is plenty fine for me. I'm totally happy filming in 4K for a while.
No, for sure. And with the pictures, you know, they are the 61 megapixels, but being able to adjust the size of the raw photos is also great. Like if you don't actually care, like if you're not going to be blowing this up to get it printed and framed on your wall, but you still want all the features of this camera, like the autofocus, you know, the AI processor, it's great that you can kind of customize to what you want.
Yeah, and it's nice having some of the features adapted from the A7 Mark IV, like focus breathing compensation, focus mapping, just really good features for the video side of things. But this is a photography first camera, 61 megapixels, AI processing. Goodness gracious, a really cool camera. So if you want to check it out, links will be down below. Make sure to watch Jenna's video, or if this segment is in Jenna's video, then make sure to watch my video as well.
This is your video. This is your video.
Is it? Okay.
We're doing it again for mine.
Yeah. But yeah, so really great camera. Thanks for watching.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
We had fun today.
We did. Very tired. It's been a long day.
It's also 95 degrees outside in Los Angeles, Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
So it was a hot one.
Yeah, I gotta go catch my flight.
Oh!
I gotta go. Okay. End the video for me.
Make sure you guys subscribe to Sidney because he's one of the hardest working people ever, and hanging out with him on a work day is exhausting because there's no naps I get to take. It's all work.
Do you have any cheese?
Yeah, I do have cheese. It's always cheese.